just before the video starts, you guys, as you guys can see, in about a week and a half time, somewhere around there, I'll be getting brand new codes to give out to you guys. So to anyone who is still following me, just know that with these codes for your 1000 essence and whatnot, those that follow me are guaranteed to get it first. Those are the people that I prioritize. After that, when I do give out codes on videos, those are going to be first come first serve. So there are means to go about getting codes that way, but again, if you guys do want to follow me and support me, the link's down below. To those that do support me, in about a week and a half time, I'll be making sure that you get your codes first before I go out and hand out codes freely to anyone else who wants the 1000 essence and whatnot. Alrighty guys, so it is about that time. I've worked on MEILIN Fisher. This is my current situation with her. I'm kind of happy with where she's at right now, hence why we're getting on with the showcase. So let's just give a quick little rundown on MEILIN Fisher. We'll start things off with the weapon so you guys can get an idea on if it's worth or not. So I'll go over here so that way you guys can see a level 1 version of it to the max version, which I have. So when she uses her skill 1, being side whip, it increases the damage of the team member with the highest attack by 1% for 12 seconds. Each time MEILIN Fisher's HP increases by 2000, then the max damage increases rate by 6%. On top of that, she decreases ultimate skill cooldown by 5%. So her weapon itself is actually, it's good. Like, you can't knock that. That's really freaking good. For like Cheyenne, for Alicia, like main attack and DPS characters, yeah, this is one hell of a support weapon. Obviously cater to her main stat being HP. Make sure that you got your HP on lock. If you max it, then the max damage increase goes to 16%, and then the ultimate skill cooldown goes to 20%. So after reading this, I was like, yeah, I at least have to dupe the weapon out to benefit from those percentages, and that's exactly what I've done. So she's a support unit and she's coming in red hot, so you got to do what you got to do. Furthermore, going into the skills, so I've kind of left the basic attacks at level 4, which is pretty even. Basic skills I've pushed up to level 6 just to get that little bit more damage, but everything else kind of stays the same in terms of percentages. Support skill, I kind of left that as is, to be honest. It's not really there for damage. I don't really care about the damage. It's more for the HP as well as the buff for Woo. QTE, I've kind of left that as is. I'm not really too bothered about that. It really is just to kind of come in and apply the debuff onto the enemy, being the puddle, what's it called? Cuddle puddle, there we go. And then the ultimate, I did bump up just 1 level. I was going to leave it at 6 or 5, but because again, with this unit, realistically, it's just the buffs that you're really catering to, right? That's all that you want. So leveling up the basic skills, the special skills and whatnot, realistically, if you just want to do level 4 across the board, then save yourself some of the scroll materials, then you can do so. I'm just saying that right now. I had a decent amount, so that's why I kind of put the levels up just a little bit, so that way I can get some sort of chip damage going with this support slash healer type character. But yeah, going with the artifacts, if you have seen my build video, everything still stands. Because I've got her to A3, which is catering to the power gauge for the whole team members, I decided to go with the destroyer set just to kind of support that even more. If I did have her to A0 to A2, I probably would have decided to go furthermore with the Noble Sacrifice. To be honest, because of the HP play that this MEILIN Fisher is having alongside with the weapons and whatnot, as well as scaling off it, the Noble Sacrifice might be a fan favorite, to be honest, to actually go with. And with the 4 set, again, I would probably advise that too. So that's a big play for Alicia or your main DPS characters. So there's that. If you do put a little bit of attack into MEILIN Fisher, then losing that 8% it won't be that big of a deal, just FYI. But because I've got an A3, I'm catering more to the power gauge side of things, hence why I've gone with the destroyer set. In terms of the boots, which was the one where I was kind of 50-50 on, make sure that it is HP that you're catering to. Outside of that, obviously the healing given, that's something that you want to cater to, which we're going to have to speak about, because I don't think she needs to be classed as a healer. Yeah. So we'll speak about that in just a second. But for the most part, HP is something you want to prioritize. Obviously, again, she's a healer, so if you want to throw in the healing, you can do so. But I really am considering I shouldn't have, realistically, after using her. Attack, crit rate, if you want to get some damage going on, that's the two main stats that I would say you want to kind of worry about. And then of course, defense, damage reduction, that's also pretty crucial if you have a A1, so that way she can tank for the highest attacking characters, and we'll get into that in just a second. But that's pretty much what we're working with in terms of the artifact side of things. Also, if you have seen the build video where I spoke about the new set, that set is also valid for her, but you have to get lucky and actually try and get it when you're doing the workshop Brilliant Light game mode, which I'll have to do a video on actually. But anyway, that's the artifact side of things. So going furthermore into the dupe side of things, of course. So when it comes to applying her defense or getting more HP, getting more defense, getting more damage reduction going on, it's because of the Cat Butler effect, because she's taken 64% of the user's damage taken directly. So in the case of the team building where it's MEILIN, Jiwoo and Alicia, once I activate the second skill, the Cat Butler effect will be applied to Alicia. So when Alicia is on the field and she's taking damage, the damage, 64% of it actually goes to MEILIN Fisher. It also grants a super armor effect, which is pretty nice. So that's why I say if you want to build her up in a tanky way, just because of that A1 skill, that you can do so. But the unfortunate thing is, which kind of bugs me, is that this effect is only on for 8 seconds, so it's only the initial hit, if Alicia takes, is where this effect will be good. Outside of that, it's kind of it's kind of quick and gone. So yeah, questionable. Furthermore, yeah, core attack gets an increase by 32%, so that's fantastic. Increase all team members attack and defense by 8%, and then water gets an additional 8%. This is a buff to every other character, because every other character realistically, well, no, what does Min do on it? Doesn't he just give himself HP, right? Let me have a look. Yeah, so he increases his HP, so yeah, that's pretty solid to be having at A2, to be honest. And then A3 gives you the power gauge, A4 is when we get the HP increase, and then A5 is when the ultimate gets an increase of 8% across the board on every single stat, which is insane. Realistically, if you wanted my honest opinion, going for the initial copy of MEILIN Fisher is all you need. If you are looking into dupes, then A1 goes a long way on providing support and more damage for Alicia. And then after that, again, if you can push to A3 for the power gauge, then that's also extremely helpful to have. But A0 is more than enough, and just getting additional dupes onto her just makes it that even better. I mean, every single one is really just pushing the support for your whole team. So, well, the A1 is more for support for Alicia in specific, I will say, as well as allowing your skill 2 to do more damage. A2 is for everyone, A3 is for everyone, and then yeah, basically Alicia is more for A1, and then everyone else will benefit from the remaining passives. But again, if you wanted my honest opinion on whether or not if she's worth summoning for, yeah, she's definitely worth summoning for. Just go for one copy if you want to save your tickets, if you want to save your gems for future characters. Just by getting the initial copy, she does help out a lot for the water attribute being an amazing support for them, as well as just in general as a good support. Now, I have a bone to pick because the only healing that she does is from her basic skill 1, which is Real Ash, and it doesn't do much. You know, I'm only getting 5% of my HP, which is at 26k. As of right now, I'm preferring Min in terms of healing than I am with MEILIN Fisher. That's why when it comes to the artifacts, if I knew, I probably wouldn't have gone with this stat, and I probably would have gotten rid of it and catered more to defense, damage reduction, or even attack, right? So that's the only issue I've got with her. She's a healer, but her healing it's not the best. Okay, so same boss as before in the previous video, of course, when I was using Alicia and Tusk. But I've got the whole get up right now, so pretty much the way it's going to work is we're going to apply skill 1, so that way we get the Cuddle Puddle effect. We're then going to apply skill 2. Actually, no, we'll do the ultimate, then we'll do skill 2. Yeah, okay, so let's just kind of make sure... Oh, lag. Oh my god. Right, let's just kind of wait for the lag to go. Right, so we'll apply skill 1. There we go, Cuddle Puddle effect is on. Okay, I kind of messed that up because I applied the skill 2. Keep in mind the core increase on skill 2 is only there for 8 seconds, so we've got to be quick. So Alicia comes in, and then she does her ultimate. We've got more than enough time to make good use of every other buff, and then 2 mil. Basically, because I've done testing before, and I'm hitting for like 2 mil, 2.5 mil, 1.6. Yeah, so like the buff having that full combination with Tusk, because Tusk right now is at giving me an increase of 25% on core damage, but with MEILIN, yeah, that's where the big buff is really coming from in terms of that 2 mil mark, which is fantastic. So we'll do the same thing again. So we can effectively get good usage out of that second skill, because that second skill is giving me 32. Look at that, 2.8. So that second skill is giving me that. I think it's 32% on the core damage. So it's not really the ultimate that I really need to kind of cater to, which, I mean, it's an added bonus, but as long as I have access to the skills themselves, which is fantastic because I'm not heavily relying on the ultimate, then I can get good amount of damage going for Alicia, which is exactly what I want. So, and that again, that's only from skill 2, which is amazing because there's no lock off and there's no weightage. I can just go straight into just piling on that core damage, and then of course once I get skill 1 involved, giving me that increased damage of water, and then getting the ultimate going on, it's just added bonus, to be honest, boys. That's all it is. If I come in again, if I drop this, all the effects are in place, and then I can just kind of pile on the damage. So yeah, they've done MEILIN Fisher to a T to really cater to supporting the water attribute, but mainly as Alicia, as she is the main DPS. So it kind of makes sense to why they changed up Alicia from being a sub DPS to support to really making a DPS, because MEILIN Fisher is now that support. But yeah, the healing, I will say, is something that I'm most, because I mean realistically, I mean, how much healing am I doing? 1.4k. That's basically it. Yeah, not the best in my opinion. So that's the unfortunate thing. Obviously, from when they did the live stream, I believe that healing was also provided on the QTE skill, but that's not the case. But her damage output from the second skill, especially if you have it at A1, it does jump up on the amount of more damage that she does. So that's fantastic. But again, as long as you have the initial copy of her, you can benefit from. Well, actually, no. if you have the A1, so just that one copy, that will make it so that the core damage from Alicia is getting buffed up, because again, it's going up. Like there is a big jump gap, and it's only A1 too, so that's fantastic. But again, don't feel pressured on whether or not if you should go for the A1. At least get the initial copy, so you've got access to the support player and all the buffs that she's providing, even at A0, just for having the additional increase in attacks, defense, crit rate, core and whatnot. You know, it does go a long way. So one thing which I want to quickly check out is the shield removal, because she has it on her second skill, but she also has it on her support skill. So I just quickly want to throw her support. Okay, let me make sure that it's not on auto. Okay, do they have shield on? They do. Okay, perfect. So if I do this, oh my god, oh, it just completely removes it. Okay, I like that. Oh no, they've got shield. What will I ever do? MEILIN? Ooh, not too shabby. And then of course I get the attack increase, and I get a damage reduction increase too. I mean reduction on their attacks. So the Battlefield of Time, the first boss is going to be the Cerberus. So I'm going to quickly try out and see what we're cooking up with MEILIN Fisher with her support skill buff, to see how that kind of helps out. In terms of it being a practice round, I'm just kind of taking the skills where I can group the enemies together to then apply a almighty attack of the iceberg. Alright, so pretty much we scoop the enemy together, get a few licks in. Actually, you know what, I didn't have to actually even use my skill there, so that's good to know. And then keep our distance. Nope. I'm behind you, and then 21. Okay, I think the quickest I managed to get that done was in 17. But trial and error. Okay, so at this point on, what I'm trying to do is get the breakage going as soon as possible. Okay, there's that. Let me summon everyone. Break. Okay, that's good, that's good. Give me the extra... I can't even see, oh my god. Need to get the extra buffs in. I'm holding back on the Grimoire, which I shouldn't do actually. That's very bad of me. But whatever. Right. We just need to get some breakage going, and then we are in the clear, boys. So like right now, we are in the clear. Boom. Boom. There we go, get the damage going. Okay, so the damage really does pile up once that breakage is... Okay, wait for it, and now. There we go. No you don't. There we go, let's get the ultimate popping off. I don't think I've got the buff from MEILIN anymore and the others, so that's fine. Well, and Cheyenne. Good damage, good damage. Cheyenne, you come in. There we go, we dodged. Boom, boom. I am pressing random buttons. 140. This is going to be a tough fight, but I'll take it. That's just a bit of a practice round. I'm just going to have to figure out different combinations. The quickest I managed to get phase 2 done was at 17. Phase 1 I managed to get done in like 5, 4, somewhere around there. So I know I can eat those up, but phase 3, that Cerberus, they have bumped it up. He has more health now. And yeah, braking is going to be an essential thing. So we're going to have to go in the lab and figure out a few things. But that's pretty much what we're looking at in terms of phase 1 and phase 2, getting rid of the initial grunts. When it comes to the Cerberus, go for the breakage. And then at that point, just go all in and make sure that you're dodging. So yeah, one last thing which I just quickly want to check out. So the shield removal is on her second skill and her support skill. When the user uses this skill, it instantly recovers the user's HP equal to 8% of MEILIN Fisher's HP. So Sanjimu gets the shield removal, he gets the 8% healing, and then he also gets the attack increase of 16% to then the decrease of the user's damage taken by 16%. What's the trade-off with Beast? Increases the user's attack by 20%, increases damage taken by 10%. So the trade-off is we're getting an extra 4%. But MEILIN Loki is kind of cooking with that support skill. I think I'd prefer this, to be honest. But that shield removal is a big play now, because we didn't have anything like that, not that I'm aware of, right? Yeah, so that's huge. That's huge. That support, yeah, that support skill goes a long way. So that's that. That's all I really wanted to kind of show off in terms of MEILIN Fisher. She's a fantastic support, no doubt in my mind. A really good. There's a lot that she's providing. There's a lot that's going on. And for the final piece to the water attribute team, perfect. And a hand-on-hand support for Alicia, realistically. But if you want to, again, just to reiterate, go for the initial copy. Have access to this at the very least. In terms of dupes, as long as you can get that A1 cooking up, then that will effectively support furthermore Alicia. And then after that, you're just kind of supporting more for the whole team. That's kind of how the dupes are looking like. But I would say at least have access to this character and with all of the buffs that she's providing. But if you're happy, I'm going to put this out there right now. If you're happy with your min, more for min than I will say Libora, then I would say you can, if you choose to, skip. If you're not really that bothered of the core meta, then again, you can skip. But I would just say at least get the initial copy.